everyone, I have a new layout for you today. This layout uses the My Mind's Eye Sweetest Thing collection by Jen Allyson, and I'm scrapbooking a picture of a washi covered bicycle from the My Mind's Eye booth at CHA. So we're going to use My Mind's Eye paper to scrap a picture from their booth, and right now I'm just choosing my background page, and I'm going to end up going with that blue and white polka dot from the very beginning. And I have some scraps of this paper left over from another project, and I'm just lining them up and seeing how they work as mats, and they end up looking pretty good, so I don't have to cut into any new pages for this one. I'm just going to go with what I already have. So I'm going to adhere my photo to this piece so that there's a polka dot, a row of polka dots surrounding each edge of it, and then I'm just cutting it with a craft knife and a ruler. And then I'm going to distress the edges, and I couldn't find my distressing tool. I have that little razor blade thing from Tonic, so I'm just using my craft knife. And I didn't stab myself, so that's pretty good. So I just am going to adhere it to my next layer, or my next mat, and just cut it off. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I had something sitting on my paper trimmer, and I didn't feel like cleaning it off. So I'm using a ruler and a craft knife. And now I'm just cutting 2 vertical pieces so I can have, you know, both square pieces and then also some vertical ones to break up all the squares. And that one isn't long enough. It's just, I'll cut it in half and extend it that way. And so now I'm just going to quickly rough up the edges of those remaining pieces. Again, just using my craft knife. And now I'm going to stick them down. Just as soon as I trim this piece down a little bit, I don't want it to go edge to edge. And again, I'm going to rough up the edges so that everything has kind of a little shabby, distressed look. I don't always do this, but sometimes the layout needs it. And I had torn a huge hole in that one accidentally in the base, but I'm just going to cover it up with these pieces here. And I have them on a slight angle so that not everything is straight. Then I thought about putting that at an angle, and then I was like, no, I don't think I want to do that. There's only so much not straight that I can handle. So now I'm taking this chevron washi tape from My Mind's Eye, and I'm sticking it to a piece of paper from the collection, and I'm alternating the directions I put it in so that I get that zigzag effect. Then I'm going to trim it off and punch this whole thing with my McGill file folder tab punch. And then I thought about folding it in half and using it that way, and then I was like, I can just cut it in half and be lazy. So that's what I ended up doing. This washi tape is also from the same collection, the My Mind's Eye Sweetest Thing. So it's this floral, and I'm using the floral to pull some of the yellow over from the left side of the layout to the right side of the layout. And this pink lace is also from the My Mind's Eye Sweetest Thing collection. And again, I'm just going to stick it in there. This gray and white brick is one of mine. One of the ones that I make for myself. Not one of mine like I own it. I guess they're all mine because I bought them. But this is made with the Impression Obsession cover card brick stamp. Stamped in gray on just uncolored tissue paper. And now I'm just sticking 1/4 inch score tape to the back of the tabs and sliding them in where I want them and then pressing them down. I probably didn't need that pink one, but I liked how it looked, so I went ahead and kept it. And now I'm taking the doily stamps from the collection and I'm stamping them in Stays On Cotton White solvent ink, which is for non-porous surfaces, and I'm stamping it onto just some plastic packaging I pulled out of the trash. This is the plastic bags that layouts come in, or not layouts, but collections come in. And I'm just stamping this stamp 3 times, and then I'm going to set it aside to dry before I cut it out. And this is going to give me kind of like a doily transparency effect. And the thing is, if I had used white pigment ink to stamp directly on the layout, it would have come out more subtle than if I stamp in white Stays On ink on plastic that I then put over the layout. It's just a different look. And now I'm going to take this piece of zigzag paper and cut it up. And I'm going to use this in 2 additional areas of embellishment that are going to be on the top and the bottom that I'm going to use to create a visual triangle with the chevron paper that's already by the photo. And each of these areas is going to get a doily. And I'm going to start by putting the doily down on the page, and I've just put a score tape right at the very bottom and put the doily on top of it, and then I have distressed the zigzag paper and put the score tape on the back, and then I'm going to put that over the doily, and that's going to hide the adhesive that would show through the doily. And now I'm taking some gray and white washi tape because I want to bring gray into the embellishment clusters, because there's gray over by the photo in that brick washi tape tab. So that's another one of my washi tapes that I made myself. And now I'm taking Studio Calico hearts and star wood veneers, and I'm going to add 1 heart and 5 stars to each area. So they'll be down here at the bottom, over by the photo, and then up at the top. The glue I'm using to adhere these is called Best Glue Ever. Best Glue Ever never dries. It's like it goes from being a liquid to being a glue dot, basically. And so it can be real handy for embellishments like this because, well, because it never dries. So you have plenty of time to work. You don't have to try and be fast. And it's pretty aggressive. It's like a glue dot, basically. So now I'm adding some bling as well. I have 3 crystals, 3 gems by each area of embellishment as well. So now I'm just sticking a piece of score tape under my paper, and I'm going to use it to hold my doily in place over by my photo. And I'm going to add a gem to the center of my doily, and then I'm going to hide another piece of adhesive under the gem, and that's going to help hold my doily down. And you won't be able to see it through the doily because the gem is blocking it. And I'm going to take another piece of the gray and white washi, faux washi tape, and just add it to the layout. And then I'm going to move on to the other corner, and I've added my pink zigzag to the other corner. Now I'm distressing it. I also added some gems to the doily. It's going to get a little bit weird here because I kind of worked on both at the same time. I don't know why I did that. So now again, I'm sticking the doily to the score tape and then hiding the adhesive with the zigzag, and then I'm trimming it off the back, and then I'm going to add some washi tissue tape. I think I actually made this one on the video where I showed you guys how to make washi tape. So again, I've just added a gem to the center of the doily, and I'm adding a wood veneer heart to each area. And I'm going to add these aqua letters to each area as well, because blue is heavy, is kind of that bright blue, aqua, teal, whatever, washi tab over by the photo is real intense, and I need to kind of pick that up in other areas of the layout or else it will look weird. So I'm just using these letters to do that. It's not, they're not exactly the same blue, but it doesn't really matter because they're pretty far apart, and it's in the same family as the colors of this layout, and that greenish blue is on the layout, just in other places, like in those flowers in the left corner of the base piece on the map. And so I'm just adding, I've added some information. I've added where the photo was taken to the upper left. I've added who is in the photo over by the photo. So these areas are both functional and they're not helping with the design. These are Cutter Bee tweezers. They're awesome. They're real easy to use. And they have real fine points, so you can really get in there. And then these are thickers from American Crafts. These are Amy Tangerine Goodness, I think. And these are Jewelry Box. And the title is My Mind's Eye and the Amazing Washi Bike. Because the whole entire bike, you can't see it very well on the video, but the whole entire bike was covered in washi tape. It was really pretty. I wanted it. So now, of course, with thickers, I always add my own adhesive to chipboard thickers because, I don't know, they just don't stick very well for me. And this gives me an opportunity to space my letters out better. You know, as I'm going through and putting adhesive on them, I can get them arranged exactly how I want or need them to be. So I always make kind of 2 passes at my title. And then the first pass, I lay them out pretty much 80% where I want them. And then when I come through to do the glue, then I get them exactly where I want them. And when I got done gluing all of these letters down, I thought the gray was not intense enough. So I went through and outlined all the letters, which I cut out of the video because it took a really long time. So now they're outlined and they are standing up off that background a little bit better. So here you can get a close-up of how those doilies look. And there's the bike. The camera, for some reason, did not want to focus on the bike, but you get the idea. And there's the other embellishment cluster. I love how the doilies turned out. They turned out really nice. And there's those washi tape tabs, and that's the whole layout. Thanks for watching.